a rapist, a murderer, or any other amount of crimes that are committed in this state, it pays. And it gets better and better every year for the people that ignore our laws, that disrespect not only the victims, but maybe the perpetrator's family as well. There is a big price that is being paid for the direction that legislation, policy, just like this, is taking us down. The story that we heard earlier about Karen definitely resonated, but I'm going to talk to you about the story of the man named Gary. That man had made a difference in our lives. Some of you may know that my sister was murdered by Gary Ridgway, the Green River Killer. And our family received a check from the Crime Victims Penalty Assessment of $5.84. $5.84. Tell me that that's too much for somebody that murdered 50 people, not just murdered them, Madam Speaker, hunted them like animals and murdered them for their own sick enjoyment. $5.84 is too much for somebody like that to pay. But we can shift it to the moms and the dads that are barely hanging on, again, because of policy that comes out from here, that now they get to bear that cost. So more and more and more, we're heading in the direction of telling these individuals, and it's going down to our kids. All we have to do is watch to see those ages getting younger and younger and younger for carjacking, stealing, murder, you name it. This is our fault, Madam Speaker.
If the good member can refrain from motives and focus on the policy.
Sorry, Madam Speaker. This bill, this policy, is absolutely not about crime victims. This policy has everything to do with being more in favor of sending the message to the criminals, you can do whatever you want in Washington State. And you're gonna get your hand slapped. Heck, you're gonna get a college education. And you might even be able to leave with a good savings account that crime victims would never be able to touch. The other thing I want to point out, Madam Speaker, is that very much on my mind is victims like one of the nurses in Spokane, just walking across the street one day, and somebody decides to absolutely beat her senseless. That nurse that was beaten, she gets to pay the medical bills, and that maybe she can go back to work, maybe she can't, but that cost falls on her to pay. And now she gets to pay for all of this as well. This sends the wrong message. And the amount of money that we are going to need to take care of crime victims in the future, they can't get out of bed half the time, Madam Speaker. It takes time to try to heal, to put their broken lives back together. And as much as I want to believe that the legislature would eventually fund a program like this, the amount of money is going to be a lot. And I really don't have faith that we're going to get there. I do not have faith that crime victims will be respected the way that they should be. They are beneath the law in Washington State. And the criminals are above the law. It's wrong. I'm asking you to please vote no on this bill.